just behind their lines. It was the enemy heart. Joe wasn't sure if he was scared, eager, or a combination of both, but he'd signed up, so he'd do whatever needed to be done. Are we jumping in? I believe you'll just be landing at the air station. Now he was really confused, but raiders were trained to be flexible. My platoon is ready for anything. No, Lieutenant, they're not. Your platoon is made up of Marines who are still trying to decide if they trust their newly assigned half-Jap officer to fight the Japanese. Frankly, I'm not sure if they'd follow you or frag you. Can you blame them? You speak the enemy's language, know their culture, and you even kinda look like one of them. I've heard of Black Irish, but never Yellow Irish. The men don't know if they should stick with rice or potato jokes, sir, but I carry on. Don't be a wise ass. Hell, I've been told you've got kanji brands on your body like one of their iron guards. No, sir. Those spells are a family recipe. They were inspected and approved by the War Department when I joined. I've been trying to decide what to do with you. Joe appreciated the colonel's honesty. My mother was born in the Imperium, but she was a slave. I may have been too young to make the last war, but I hate the Imperium as much as any man who's fought them, and I'll be here for the next. The colonel sighed. I believe you, but I'm not some dumb private who's going to be tempted to roll a grenade into your tent while you're sleeping because he's thinking he's doing his country a favor. I've no doubt you'll prove yourself to them eventually, but luckily, this assignment is just you. There were limits to a raider's flexibility, and Joe wasn't feeling up to invading the Imperium by himself. I'm kind of hazy on the nature of my orders. Me too. Per the peace treaty, you're to be a military observer. I neglected to mention that the radio man was mistaken. Turns out it wasn't the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet calling, but the Commander-in-Chief. The President? Yeah, I even voted for the man. I'll tell you, that was an unexpected way to start my day. I was a little concerned about being told to send one of my junior officers off by himself to the Imperium capital with orders to help those bastards. But the President spoke rather highly of your aptitude. How come you never told anybody you're buddies with President Stuyvesant? Our families are acquainted. He said that you would be too humble, but that you were the best man for the job. That sounds fairly acquainted to me. Well, the First Lady does insist I call her Aunt Fay. Uh-huh. The colonel took a drink of his coffee. You said your presence as an observer was requested by the High Commander of the entire Imperium military, General Toru Tokugawa. You know, the man in charge of our enemies, who rules over an evil empire with an iron fist. You're supposed to do him a favor for diplomacy's sake. I take it you're acquainted with him, too? He shrugged. He and my father once worked together. It's complicated. Well then, I can't imagine why your men don't have complete faith in you. Good luck in Japan, Lieutenant Sullivan. Tokyo, Japan. Immediately after landing, Joe Sullivan had been met with a lot of ceremony by the Imperium Diplomatic Corps, and then picked up by an armored car and some iron guard who didn't seem nearly so big on polite conversation. The Imperium elites had driven him directly to an ancient palace surrounded by cherry trees. The trip confirmed that Japan really was as pretty as Mom had made it out to be. They'd escorted him through the castle to an ultra-modern military command bunker beneath it. Then he'd stood there, waiting in his dress uniform, being eyeballed by a bunch of Japanese soldiers as they talked all sorts of shit about the gaijin, until somebody who'd been briefed told those idiots that he spoke Japanese, and they'd shut up.